Hello, my name is Ryan Bowie. My project name is the effect of queue amount, wait time, shopping time, and customer amount on the time spent in a supermarket. So, the problem my project solves is sometimes companies may want to know how certain values, like their average customer amount and the shopping time spent and all these, will affect the amount of time a customer is spending in store. And they may want to know how many queues they want to add, for example, which this project also has the ability to see how many queues you can add a certain number of queues and see how that affects the average time a customer is spending in store and how much effect it has on it. So I'm going to first off show that, as you can see, it creates CSV files when you run through to easily look through the data and help to better understand. And it does this over 7 days. This is good because it helps to get a really solid average that you can use to, and it'll completely average it out for you. And it'll give you information like the max, the min, standard deviation, confidence interval. But I'm going to quickly show it off, and I'm going to go over some of the things that I found while doing this project. So as I've been doing this project, I've found that, interestingly enough, queues affect everything the most, and I'm going to show that here. We're going to do those same values again, what we're going to do with like 2 less queues. And it may not look like much of a difference, but when I show the file, it'll be a major difference. And then let's do one with more customers. And just to show off, as you can see, as it runs through the program, it prints out the time, and it tells when a customer has left, when they have arrived at checkout. So this is like what, 8 customers arriving at checkout. So it kind of just shows like what's happening during the program's runtime, and it ends when all customers have left. So you can also get an idea based off of that. So I'm gonna just like type 0 here, and so you get 3 different files and that are numbered for you. And I'm just going to kind of go over what's in each one and why it's important. So as you can see here, when the queue is 5, historical customer, if you compare these two, really didn't have too much of an effect on the average. It maybe added 3 or 4 minutes, but you'll find that the queue amount actually affected it significantly. And I'll actually show this again with an even higher amount. That was with 80 customers. Let me show what it looks like with 100, as you saw for the other one. But as I've been doing this, I've found that after comparing all the data, as you can see, it was a significant increase. But I found that historical customer weight and average really don't affect it too much. In fact, the highest value that affects it out of these, after comparing tons and tons of data, was the weight. The weight was the one that affected it the most. However, the one that was above that was Q. Q affected all of these averages immensely. The higher the Q, the lower the average was generally. Um, and it affected it significantly. It wasn't just like a small amount, it was significant, and I just found that really fascinating. Weight had the second highest effect of everything, and the other two effect weren't really that important, which I thought was fascinating because I figured historical customer would end up being a significant factor on how many people are, how long the average time it spent is. And so this is all accomplished through a Poisson distribution algorithm and exponential distribution algorithm. Both of these are used to determine when customers are entering the store, when are they going to check out, and when are they leaving. So all of it's just probability based. And just to show the other files, this is just going over the queue amounts at different times throughout the program. So if you want that information, you can look through that. And this is just all the information of each customer and their arrival and exit time. So that's essentially is just what's going on with that. And yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching.